welcome to your Hump Day Wednesday. We're going to get to some breaking news in just a moment, but worth mentioning, Nova's Red Room invites. We've got a heap to give away this morning before 7 o'clock, and as it is Wednesday, only a couple of days left to get yourself along to the biggest party. Cyril at Fantail at Gluttony, live Friday night. Can't wait for it.
Can you believe what that's going to be like? Because you know, Jodes, no one really aggressively gets around Friday more than us.
Oh, man.
Chuck Cyril and Nova's Red Room on top of that. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Oh, what?
Watch out. It could be a genuine explosion.
Climbing off the walls.
Yeah.
Also, this morning, Tassie have unveiled their brand new mascot, and I can't wait to tell you about it.
Exciting times for the Little Apple Isle.
Yes. Yeah, there are so many things about this mascot that we need to drill down on, so we will do just that.
While we are in the zone for breaking news, you said you've got some big stuff.
Yes,
What's happening?
yeah. South Australian Police have just put out a release. Would you like me to do this in my news voice, in my very
Here we
best
go.
news
Yes,
voice,
please.
Okay.
Make it real bassy,
Are you
thanks.
ready for this?
Yeah.
It is accompanied by a cow on the side of the road with a bucket on its head. You ready? Okay. At 4:20am, police were called to the Old Princess Highway in Dorsley after reports of a cow acting suspiciously. The cow was spotted moving along the road in disguise with a bucket over its head to conceal its identity. After a high-stakes pursuit, patrols managed to wrangle the bucket off the cow's head. The cow was cautioned for wearing an article of disguise and safely returned to its paddock without further incident. Looks like the cow was trying to milk the situation for all it was worth.
Oh, well done, Sable.
Well done, Sable.
Very clever.
Hats off to you. Some of the comments in the comments section, utterly disgraceful behaviour. Glad you were able to control the situation. And it's a milk story how it got there.
Well done, everybody.
Well done. That's good.
Oh, I love a little punny situation like
Every
that.
now and then, Sable goes bang.
Yeah.
And they've
That's
done it at 4:20am this morning.
4:20am, they've cracked the cigar, got the bottle of champagne out. We did it, guys.
You should see police media this morning. They are popping bottles left, right and centre.
So they should as well. Good stuff.
Well done, guys.
Great way to kick off your Wednesday. You mentioned as well, Jodes, we need to really knuckle down and take a deep dive into the new mascot for the Tassie team.
Yes, please.
Because it's setting the standard for mascots.
Is it?
Let's talk about it next on Nova.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jodie and Hazy.
Let me preface this segment by saying I'm going to be so disappointed if you haven't got some sort of Tasmania Devil sound effect. I'm just going to say that right here and right now.
Okay. Go on. we could have workshopped this. I'm just not sure what sound a Tassie Devil makes.
Oh.
They're like really good. It's really aggressive sort of hissing sound, isn't it? I'm not sure that they growl.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Do they?
yeah. Super
Okay.
aggressive animals. Anyway,
Oh, given you're from Tassie, did you used to manhandle Tassie Devils all the time? Is that
I
like
used to sleep with them.
Yeah, of
No.
course.
Oh.
bloody married one, eh?
Tasmania FC has revealed the name and look of its mascot on the first anniversary of the announcement of the new club's name and colours. So let me describe this thing to you. And it was, they basically did it in collaboration with the Terrapin Puppet Theatre. So his name is Rumman.
Okay. Why?
Rumman.
Why rumman? What is rumman?
Rumman's a particularly Tassie word. So like my grandparents used to call me a little rumman and pat me on the head.
Okay, what does it mean?
So it means like someone
Like
slightly...
a little rumpy.
Well, not a rumpy.
Oh.
No, someone slightly odd or eccentric.
Oh, okay.
So a little rumman.
And that's purely a Tassie thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
rumman has been made out of its fur is made from recycled school uniforms because they wanted the kids of Tassie feel like they were a part of it, which is pretty cute. The thing that's unique to Rumman, he's got knee pads on because there's a famous oval in Queenstown in Tasmania where it's just gravel. they play footy on gravel.
Really?
We beat them tough down there.
Do you know what the best thing about this? We are learning a lot about Tasmania. There's a lot of fun Tassie facts.
I also visited Queenstown on my Year 5 jump rope for heart tour of Tasmania. Anyway, that's a little side note. I was a very good skipper as a kid.
That's a little side flex. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Okay. The thing about the Rumman launch yesterday, which struck me, is what they did is they wanted Rumman to be tough, so they fed Rumman a football. So Rumman ate the football. Rumman shat out the football.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Because we assume that's what all good Tassie devils do.
So then he basically turned around. So the football went in whole and then it came out dishevelled out of its butthole.
Right, okay. What a beautiful omen for the future Tasmanian football team.
Isn't that amazing though?
That is amazing.
It's quite an odd looking mascot, to be honest. And the brief was just don't scare the children. And I don't know if she fulfilled that brief because
That's all it did was scare the children.
well, it's a Tassie devil shitting in front of them. Of course, that's
100%.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jodie and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. What a time to join us. This is the time of morning where it's possibly just a little bit more blue, a bit more risque.
Yeah.
Before we
get it
straighten up.
out of our system before 7 o'clock when we have to behave like adults.
Yes.
Not very often that camera guy Josh comes into the office and says, I've got a naughty at 6:40 for you.
Oh, when this guy speaks in this space,
Yeah.
everyone just shuts up and listens.
Shh, fade that down. Shh.
Okay, no pressure. Yeah, I've got something real gross for you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so Monday night, right? As you guys know, I go to wrestling training.
Yeah.
It's very lame.
Yes, thank
Very,
you.
very strange. Isn't that
Unbelievably
right, Joe?
lame.
Yeah.
You're a semi-professional part-time Monday night wrestler. Go.
Yeah, cool.
Such an uplifting team.
Yeah.
So I just finished a workout. We're about to get into the training itself. And I got this weird smell wafting through.
Wow.
So I'm checking my pits. Is it me?
Oh, God. Not again.
Oh, no. I sprayed on some deodorant. Could still smell it.
Tested his breath one like this.
Yeah, which never works, by the way.
No.
Yeah. No,
How do you know?
it just doesn't do it.
Okay.
Check the bottom of my shoes. I'm like, what is this smell? And confirmed, okay, it's not me.
Okay, good.
Then we got in the ring and our first warm-up was to do 3 forward rolls in the ring.
Sure.
And the guy ahead of me gets into his little forward roll position and I see on the back of his pants
Oh, no.
seeping through is a big brown stain.
Oh, my God. Classic wrestler, by the way.
If I had $1 every time someone pooed themselves at my wrestling training,
You'd be
I'd
rich.
be so rich.
Coffees every morning on Jodes.
And so, did you say something?
What do you say? You know, the guy's in his mid-30s. He's been there for longer than I have. It's not my place to say.
Is there
That's
wrestling
true.
protocol where you can't really approach some of the senior members of the group?
Yeah, like a
Definitely.
hierarchy, like a wrestling hierarchy.
There absolutely is. And myself as a rookie, I'm not allowed to speak out against a pro.
Okay.
So I just kind of let him train for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
But I have to say the worst part was he put one of the other trainees, this quite petite girl, in a head scissors with his legs.
Yeah.
So her face was like right there next to the stain. And the second she got out of the move, she got out of the ring straight into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm yuck.
Joe, that's your classic mud move. That's what they call it in the wrestling fraternity.
So I love that there's this protocol where you can't approach a senior member of the group. However, you can allow him to wrap his pooey legs
Yes.
and ass around some poor girl who has then proceeded to go to the toilets and vomit.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Jeez, it's a
completely
weird world, the wrestling
It's
world.
a weird world. So much so, the hierarchy of the wrestling world, that Josh has actually crapped his pants right now. Poo stains all over him. A couple of US astronauts about to get back to Earth after a longer than expected stint in space.
Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore are scheduled to be just hours away from a long-awaited return to Earth after an incredible 9 months in space. So initially they went in June, but they were like 8 days, guys, tops. 8 guys.
Max, 8 days max.
And then nearly 10 months later, they are making their long-awaited return. The thing that sticks with me about this is her hair. For the entire time that they've crossed to them in space, it's been like on an end.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing she'd want to do is get her roots touched up when she gets back to Earth.
100%, her roots are out of control.
And then maybe just run a GHD through that bad boy, don't you reckon?
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of as well, weird segue, but do you think that they fell in love?
I don't know. You know that
Yes.
it makes me
Do you reckon?
makes me think about that. You know that expression. I would not sleep with you if you were the last person on Earth. Well, what about in space?
What if you're the last person in space?
How do you do it in space?
Oh, great question.
No, you cover up the cameras for a start.
You couldn't get that suit on and off easy, surely.
No.
Yeah, and when you're floating around as well, it's hard to get sort of, the gravity points. I don't want to get bogged down in details, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
It's tough.
I mean, getting that right on Earth is difficult enough for you, isn't it?
13, 24, 10, when have you had in Spain? No, we're not doing that.
So extraordinary scenes. But you were right about the muscle atrophy because they've been floating around for so long. They've been doing exercise and things in space, but it'll take 6 weeks worth of rehabilitation to get them back reacclimatised to being back on Earth. The other thing is space food. Can't imagine it'd be that good. Plain food's awful.
Do you remember Space Sticks when you were a kid?
No.
The confectionery Space Sticks?
Oh, no.
It was awful, but their whole marketing campaign was this is what they eat in space. And you're like, it's not even nice, but I'm eating because that's what the astronauts eat.
Geez, you fell for some marketing stuff on the farm, didn't you?
Big time.
Oh, my God. So let's do this. 13, 24, 10. When did you get stranded somewhere? We'd love to hear from you.
We've got a nice early call. Philip, good morning to you, mate.
Oh, hello.
Hello there,
Phil.
Philip.
I got stranded in the pantry of our house.
What do you mean?
Happens there. Happens.
Here's the funny part, reason why. At the time we had a dog, a little Maltese Shih Tzu cross called Lucy. It was my mum's dog, technically the family dog. But she knew that if you were going in the pantry, she would get a treat.
Oh.
So I didn't want her begging. I tried to sneak into the pantry.
Gotcha. Yep.
And so as I'm in the pantry looking for my food, I can hear the little click-clack of this rat running towards the pantry door on the tiles.
Yeah.
She jumps up and pushes the pantry door shut on me.
Nice, Lucy. Well done.
And there is no handle on the inside of that pantry door.
And so obviously...
Thankfully, though, because I was a teenager at the time, I had my phone with me at all times, so I was able to call my mum and say, can you please come and let me out? The dog's just trapped me.
What was the total time, Philip, that you were stuck in the pantry?
Oh, it wouldn't have been 10 minutes.
Okay.
But in that time, because you think that you're trapped, you think, oh, well, this is my life now.
Yeah.
And these are my supplies, and I don't have much time left.
It's like a little doomsday exercise, isn't it? Well, thank you so much, Philip. Well, hey, would you like an invite for you and 3 mates to go to the Red Room?
Yeah, sure.
Friday night, let's do it, Philip.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Friday night.
Bring snacks.
13, 24, 10, and we won't be stranded, but there'll be 1,500 of us. Where were you stranded? Off the back of these astronauts who are finally returning to Earth after, 9, almost 10 months in space? It was supposed to be 8 days.
That's crazy.
Take more calls next. 13, 24, 10. Give us a buzz. Where were you stranded?
Check this out.
This is Adelaide's favourite way to wake up. Jodie and Hazy on Nova 919.
7:30 this morning, we're going to randomly call someone. If they answer with I wake up with Jodie and Hazy, they'll score themselves $500. If you want it to be you, register your details via the Nova player. Joe, it's 13, 24, 10. We're taking calls. When and where have you been stranded?
Yeah, the US astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore just sent to space. They were like, 8 days tops.
Yeah,
Don't
week and a
worry.
half, guys. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. They have been in space for 10 months now.
Okay.
Isn't that extraordinary?
Oh, did we say days? We meant months.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so they're about to touch down back on Earth. So it just begs the question, where did you get stranded? Hey, Hazy, just quickly, a bit more on that physical stuff. Apparently, it's going to take them a week before they can walk again.
See, that's what I was thinking as well. They're not going to get off the space shuttle and run to their families.
No,
Because
absolutely
they
not.
just sort of almost snap in half.
And also they'll have to be sort of quarantined at the space station on Earth for a little while before they can be reintegrated because you can't drive a car for about, 3-4 weeks.
Yes, and space aliens and things like that are running through their systems.
Yeah, all of that.
We've all seen Alien.
So we're taking your calls this morning, 13 24 10. Where did you get stranded? Let's go to Nicole from Morford Vale. Good morning, Nicole. Where'd you get stranded?
Good morning. I got stranded in Kuala Lumpur for a week.
Okay, what happened?
So I was travelling to Europe solo in my 20s and we landed in KL on a stopover and an ash cloud went off in Iceland and we were the first flight to land and they said, this is a developing situation. You're the first flight to come in. You can't travel on any further. Here's accommodation for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And we got back to the airport after 24 hours and they're like, you're on your own. We don't know how long you'll be stranded for. And, go find your own accommodation, basically. And, I was there for a week.
Oh, so, Nicole, first of all, could you, were you in a position where you were safe to afford accommodation?
Well, I had travel insurance, but I actually met up with other travellers also going to Amsterdam, where I was, my final destination was, because I've got family in the Netherlands. And, I just shacked up with them in a hotel and had a stretcher bed in one of the couple's hotel rooms. And luckily we all... When one of us got news of anything, we would all share it with each other. But, we were basically stranded in the city of KL because, you need immunisations to travel in Malaysia. We had no idea we were going to be stranded, so we had none of those immunisations, so we couldn't really go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
And I had to somehow get hold of my family to say, look, don't come pick me up at the airport because I'm stranded.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, geez. Well, I just sort of feel like in a situation like that, you make the most of it, don't you? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Extra week's vacation? I don't know, Jones.
Okay, make the most of it. How, though?
See the sights.
Yep.
Everything that Kuala Lumpur has to offer.
Thank you, Nicole. Where did you get stranded, Sarah? Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful people. How are we?
We're good, thank you. This sounds horrific. What happened?
I'm still traumatised, yes. No. So our family was travelling in Europe in 2018, and part of that Euro trip was in London. So at the time, our children were, my son was 6 and my daughter had literally just turned 13 while we were over there.
Yeah.
So I thought that it would be a lovely occasion to take the children into London on the tube and have a bit of a sightsee around London. So I have been to England before, so I was very, very aware of when you get on the tube, you get on and you get on quick.
Yes.
Those doors slam shut and they are relentless.
Yep.
So I had primed my children about this. So I was holding my son's hand in one hand and my daughter's in the other. I shoved him on the front of the train and I've gone to get in. And then as my daughter is proceeding to walk in, the door's shut. So rather than jumping on, she has jumped backwards back onto the platform. The doors have slammed shut and the tube has taken off. I am screaming, going, stop the train! Stop the train! And everyone's just sitting there ignoring me. And I'm like waving out the window, trying to say, stay there, like I'll come back. I'm beside myself going, I don't even know if this train is express. I don't know where the next stop is. I don't know how the hell I can get back to my daughter. So what felt like an eternity later, we got off at the next stop to then go, okay, well, that's great that I'm at this platform, but does the train that's going back the other way, is that an express? Does that stop at the next stop to get me back? So I just winged it and I got on the next train that was going the other way back. I get back to that same platform and my daughter was not there. So I get off the train to then see this little head poke around the corner because it was so busy. She went and stepped around the corner so I couldn't see her. She's walked out. I've burst into tears. She's given me a big hug and sort of was very beside herself too.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, my daughter got stranded on a platform in London.
Oh my gosh!
What could possibly go wrong in the subway in London as a 13-year-old by yourself?
Sarah, have you ever
with no mobile phone?
Oh, that's the other thing. Have you ever felt a feeling like that before? Because I'd imagine there's nothing that could beat it. It would be the most disgusting feeling a parent could feel.
And you know what? I still reflect on it every now and again now that goes exactly like you said. You're like, all of the things that could have gone wrong. I'm like, oh my God, she didn't have a phone because it's like, yes, she had a mobile phone but didn't have a SIM, so she couldn't ring me. I didn't know where she was, and I'm just winging it going, dear God, please let her still be there safe. And,
I'm surprised I'm surprised no one helped you though, Sarah. That's the thing.
I just couldn't believe it because it's just over there it's like express and that it's just the doors shut and that's just the norm and everyone's just sitting there reading their book and there's no emergency stop button and I'm just like, hello people,
you've lost my kid.
See what happened? We've just lost a child on the platform. And even the window for the driver, I'm like, here in Australia, they look out on the platform and can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Whereas there, I'm just like, are you blind?
Oh my God.
Awful. Thank you, Sarah.
Yesterday, Jodie, you did something which I thought was Really, really interesting.
Was it enlightening for you?
Yeah, it was very enlightening. You ran your little mum porn segment. Now, for those just tuning in for the first time, can you, in a small definition, tell us exactly what mum porn is?
So mum porn are those little things that happen to us as mothers that make us unusually aroused in weird ways, just because we're so excited that these small things have happened to us.
Yeah. Okay.
For example, I don't know, one of the examples I used is last Friday night I went to a function at Adelaide Oval and then I went straight upstairs. It took me 4 minutes to get to the function to my room because I stayed in the hotel. Mum porn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you like that.
Well, I do actually. I really do. I really do. So much so that I said, can I have a turn? Can I do a dad porn segment?
Of course you can.
And look, if you've got one, please call us 13 24 10 or text us 0400 919 919. But it got me thinking, Jodes. Oh, there's some good ones for all the fellas out there, those dads. And you know who I'm talking to. You're in that spot where maybe you appreciate those little things just ever so slightly more. You're not young anymore, are you?
No.
But that's okay. Kids are in bed on time. Friday night footy, baby. Freshly cut lawn. Oh, get in my lungs. When you go to your kid's birthday party and they tell you it's a drop and run. Get home from work and Cara's cooked a delicious chicken curry. Wife and kids are away. Naked couch time. What's this? A random American sports Netflix doco I didn't know about. Let's go. Dad porn. That's the one for me as well. Oh my gosh. There was an Olympics documentary about the basketball that I just stumbled across the other day on Netflix, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa. Yes, I will watch that documentary about Luka Doncic.
Whilst naked on the couch?
Yes, once again.
It's the small things, isn't it? Tasmania FC, the much anticipated new football club in the AFL, has revealed the name and look of its mascot on the first anniversary of the announcement of the new club's name and colours. His name is Rumman, and he is indeed a Tasmanian devil.
Hang on a second. Rumman. Can you take us through the origins of that? There's got to be some sort of significance. It's a very quirky name.
Bit of a Hobart thing. So my grandparents used to call me a little Rumman and ruffle me on the head when I was a kid. It's like a little devil, like someone a little bit eccentric and cheeky.
Okay, so that's exclusively a Tasmanian thing, just like the NBL side, the jack jumpers.
Yes.
A lot of people still trying to work out what a jack jumper is. It's a little
jackies.
ant. Yeah, there you go, Producer Molly.
Wow.
There we go. So he's made from recycled materials, which is so we're very close to the to the pristine Antarctica, and we like to keep things clean of climate change, etc., etc. That's very Tasmanian. Yeah. Recycled old school clothes, and weirdly enough, his face is made of an old leather jacket.
Classic. Which is strange because you don't see much sundown in Tasmania.
No, exactly. So, look, the brief was to not make him terrifying, but I think we've got mixed results. It was made in conjunction with a puppeteers organisation. So my first thought was, well, a little bit scary. But what's interesting about old Rumman is they wheeled him out last night, and then he would eat a football, so he ate a Sharon, and then he would turn around and poop it out.
Classic Rumman. Every single time it's like, I'm just going to go have a kick with Rumman. Oh, he's eating it and pooping it out again.
He's eating the footy once again. And he's also got knee pads. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, what's going on there? Is he some sort of skateboarder?
No, that's a nod to, there's a famous football oval in Queensland, which is like northwestern Tasmania, and it's a gravel oval.
What?
Completely gravel. There's no grass on it.
Why?
Because it's a mining town and they couldn't grow grass, so therefore they just play on gravel.
Hang on, but do they still do it? Do you know they still play football there?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, is that safe? Gosh, your poor knees.
No, it's not. I've seen pictures this morning of some of the players with blood just pouring from their kneecaps.
A Tassie Devils are supposed to be terrifying, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what sound a Tassie Devil makes?
Yeah, it's like it's sort of...
No, I think that's generous. I think that's actually a lovely version of a Tassie Devil. Have you heard them? Listen to this.
Okay, now, if you could
They're
just...
designed to be ferocious.
If you could just get me the sound of a Tassie Devil pooping out a Sharon, that'd be great.
At the same time. Let me work on that behind the scenes. Now, every now and then, Jodes, and there's a bit of a... I'd call it a social media war between every single department. It's not just professional sports. Sometimes it's our services.
Yes.
Give SAPOL a go rather. And if they want to give you a nice little nugget, a piece of gold, then good on them.
South Australia Police have released a statement this morning, a media release, and I would like to deliver it to you in my best news voice, if you don't mind.
Oh, this is where you shine. So your news voice, by the way, we've spoken about this before. I don't know why people change the tone of their voice when they're speaking on the news, but it's much more bassy like this.
It's just what you have to do when you walk into a recording booth. I'm sorry, something comes over my body and I can't help it.
That's not just you.
So this is the SAPOL breaking news that accompanied a photo of a cow with a bucket on its head on the side of the highway. You ready for this?
Here we go. You ready?
Okay, yeah. At 4:20am, police were called to the Old Princess Highway in Dorsley after reports of a cow acting suspiciously. The cow was spotted moving along the road in disguise with a bucket over its head to conceal its identity. After a high-stakes pursuit, patrols managed to wrangle the bucket off the cow's head. The cow was cautioned for wearing an article of disguise and safely returned to its paddock without further incident. Looks like this cow was trying to milk the situation for all it was worth.
Oh, well done, SAPOL.
Congratulations.
That's good, guys.
Over nearly 1,000 comments on this, which is hilarious, but some of them that piqued my interest. Utterly disgraceful behaviour.
Very good.
Glad the officers were strong enough to escort the cow home.
Oh, very good.
It's a milk story how it got there. And if it was a bull, it would have been charged.
No.
Well played.
Good.
Well played,
Nice work, guys.
SAPOL, and well played, South Australia, on the comments.
We'll take that. What a nice little team effort. Yesterday, Jodes, you shocked us. You shocked us. Do you want to tell us again the breaking news that you delivered on Nova 919?
Okay, all right.
Here we go.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Don't be a smartass. What I said was there are no eggs on the shelves, not only in my supermarket, but also in my fruit and veg place.
No. So first of all, you got to be careful when you deliver news like this, because for our small little minds, if we're not ready for it, we're lucky to still be here, to be honest.
And whilst I am very aware the egg shortage has been underway for quite some time now, I just feel like it's escalated.
Oh, okay.
So much so that I had to say to my favourite fruit and veg place at the Avenues, hey, could you save me some eggs when they're delivered tomorrow? Which he did. He put some aside. And I got 2 cartons. I tell you, because those things are like liquid gold at the moment.
Yeah, right, okay.
Producer Molly here. Yesterday I went to Foodland, Jodes.
Yep.
There was 3 shelves full of eggs.
I know. Well,
You must have got lucky there, Producer
Right.
Molly. Just a
Obviously.
random store.
obviously you live in a very chicken-rich suburb. So
In Glenelg.
Chickens run free down there.
Right.
I see them at the beach all the time. Yep, okay. So, I don't know, your point being what?
Do you know what? Let's start with this, because our heads are just overblown at the moment. First of all, there's an egg shortage, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Get your head around that. And if you don't mind as well.
This is Nova.
What do you got, Producer Molly?
Well, I don't know if you know, Jodie, but Dazzleland, it's closing.
No. You're kidding.
Right.
You're
Upsetting.
kidding.
This is what we're
I
doing,
love
is
it.
it?
Oh, geez. We don't want to blow your mind.
Is this what we're doing?
No, I think we are.
This is Nova.
Let's go to newsreader Josh. What have you got?
Guy Sebastian has just won Australian Idol.
Oh, that's fantastic news. That's awesome. That's really nice. I'm pumped about that.
This is Nova.
Oh, that was fun. This is a bit more serious. This is going to hurt you, Joe. A woman's been arrested with a boogie board full of a substance in barley believed to be marijuana. Oh, my very goodness.
What?
Where did this come from?
It's outrageous.
That's crazy. Now to your sport.
This is Nova.
Some really concerning news about the Grand Prix. It's been shifted to Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
Can you believe?
Have you had your fun?
No, I don't think so. Final bit of sports news.
This is Nova.
So you don't have to play the Nova thing every single time you do it, all right?
This is good news. This is good news. This just came through.
The winner is Sydney.
Oh, my God. Sydney's going to host the 2000 Olympics. Can you believe it? Yay! Jodes.
I'm a little depleted because I don't have my omega-3 at the moment.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jodie and Hazy.
Okay, so you know I'm a little bit obsessed with White Lotus Season 3 at the moment. They drop an episode every single Monday, Hazy.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get my head around the theme song. What's going on here? I'm late to the party, but that is literally someone going with their hand over their mouth, isn't it? Is that what's happening here?
It sums up the show. It's just a bit quirky, a bit
right.
different, bit out there. Basically, if you've never watched White Lotus before, the premise is they take a different location each and every time, get a whole heap of couples, families, and throw them in on a holiday adventure.
Right.
So I sat down and watched it last night and things got loose, like real loose. Like I was watching with my mother, Colleen, and she was like, oh, this is all a bit debaucherous, isn't it, honey?
Debaucherous is an interesting word.
Yes, Colleen, feel free to leave the room so I don't feel uncomfortable. Anywho, I didn't think too much of it because they all went along to one of those, what are they called? The not white parties? One of those...
Where you switch partners?
No.
Oh, okay, producer Molly.
No.
We're trying to have...
They happen.
Is this a wholesome chat?
They happen specifically in Thailand. Anyway, it'll come to me in a moment.
White Moon Party.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
Very different.
Yeah. And so they had one of those. And then 4 people all ended back in a private room. So 2 of them were brothers. And I honestly didn't think too much of it because they had a bit, spoiler alert, a bit of a pash.
Oh, don't go down this path.
And so now I've clicked online this morning and this is the headline. The White Lotus has left viewers shocked after an incestuous scene featuring Patrick Schwarzenegger, son of Arnold, and his on-screen brother were aired. So it's an interesting theme that has been explored in other shows, hasn't it?
100%, because I just reckon we're getting to the stage where we're so desensitized as a world that it's like, well, what's the next thing that can shock people?
Yeah,
it happened in Game of Thrones. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but apparently there's a lot of that sort of gear in that. And also, for everyone, and most people watch the Menendez brothers documentary.
Oh, yes.
It was chock-a-block full of it.
The shower scene.
It's actually a full moon celebration. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
What sort of moon?
I don't know. Anyway, so that was weirdly enough, though, that the incest stuff wasn't the most shocking thing to me last night because there was a scene in it where the dad, who is having a few problems, was dipping into his wife's prescription medicine cabinet. And anyway, so he was a bit off his chops and he was sitting in one of those robes, like hotel room robes, which we all know don't cover too much. But he's sitting there just talking to his family. Next minute, he leans back on his chair and he fully exposes all his junk.
Yes.
And so all the kids are like, oh, Dad! No! So I found seeing Dad's junk was a bit more confronting than the 2 brothers having a passion.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you said that because insert Tassie jokes, all those type of things. So I don't want to go down that path.
No.
Okay? I think we're above it.
It's all right. Nothing to see here.
Wait, are we above it? There you go. Thank you for the latest on White Lotus.